Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, I'm your host, Mobile Mike, and joining with me I've got Vic. What's going on, Vic?
Hey, not much, man.
We've also got Nick. What's up, Nick?
Not a whole lot, Has been a while,
It has, it
but
has. I can barely hear you though.
really,
Yeah.
I just switched
There
it.
you
There
go.
you
Oh,
go.
there it
You
is.
got
There
your
it is.
position right,
That's
sir.
where it is. That's where it is. We're the Gadget Gears. Thank you, thank you. Hold the applause.
Woo!
Yeah, it's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you without a dope beat to step two.
Step two.
So we're gonna talk some tech. We're gonna talk about life, love,
Mm-hmm.
the possibility of man flying.
Without parole.
You know, Rocketeer style. I just watched that the other day, by the way. Rocketeer. It's kind of. Oh, there you go. Turn it off. For those of you watching the video, sorry, we're kind of distracted. They enabled this thing that you can draw in Google Hangouts, and you can't do that to a bunch of gurus because we're just gonna fuck around with it the entire time and not pay attention.
Oh my.
Oh,
Aw.
look at that. Breaking the law, breaking the law. All right. So let me open up the lovely show notes here. Google I/O is about the only thing that happened this week. Well, not really. There's a couple other things, but Google I/O is hands down the biggest thing that happened this week. Google did a 3+ hour presentation about all kinds of stuff. So we're just gonna jump right into that. Hit the news real quick. Ooh, look at Vic looking dapper. Some all right, so we'll start with material design. Material design is basically Google's new design philosophy that they're going to carry over from Android all the way to the web, Chrome OS. Basically, it's kind of like Google's new look for everything. So, whether you're using Gmail on a web browser, whether you're using Android, they want to use this new look called material design, and they talk a little bit about it, about like kind of how the software would actually feel and look and interact if it were an actual thing. So there's definitely some like crazy design philosophy talk here, but overall it's basically kind of like a flat look with some drop shadows and some pastel colors. But it's really good looking. I think it looks nice. Wow, whoever's drawing me is doing a good job. What you guys think about the material design look? We saw iOS 7 come out, and a lot of people, off the bat, were talking shit about it, and they didn't like the look. What about material design, Vic? Are you digging it? Does it look cool?
You know what? Everybody's copying Microsoft these days. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's going flat, and actually, I like the flat style. I'm one of the few that I like what Microsoft did. I like iOS 7, and I like material. It's all going in a pretty slick path, not slick. Something.
I got you. Yeah, I'm with you. I liked iOS 7. I mean, I had the iPhone 5 at the time when the beta came out, and I couldn't wait to install it. I thought it looked really cool. It is a little colorful here and there, but I mean, I don't know. I think iOS 7 looks a hell of a lot better than anything previously to it.
Yep.
But Nick, what about you? Are you digging the material design?
Yeah, man. I mean, if it looks like iOS, that's cool. I genuinely went on to the internet and tried to find anything from IO, and I really just had a hard time finding much information. A lot of talk about material design, but I never got a good look at it.
Yeah, there's this drawing is getting out of hand.
This is great. I mean, I look fantastic. I wish I looked like this in real
Oh
life.
yeah, same here.
Yeah.
Bow tie. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I do like the glasses. It's good. Yeah, and that's kind of the thing with I/O this year. They they talked about a ton of stuff, and you can kind of see the design. A good way to take a quick peek at the design would be to look at the new Google Plus app. It kind of has this look, but obviously there's a few design videos and there's a couple other things to check out. But overall, they didn't launch it. They just kind of talked about it and showed off a little bit of it. And that kind of goes right into blah 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 blah. That goes into Android, because Android L, they haven't announced the actual name yet, but Android L is a big visual redesign using Material Design, obviously, as its kind of backbone here. And real quick, one thing I wanted to say that I think about Material Design that's cool is that they're making it across all their platforms, which I think is what does that say? I can't see, but it says Gay Pride Week. Yeah, so I think it's cool. It's really ambitious because they're taking it across the web. They're taking it across their own mobile platform, and it's a big ambitious thing to kind of unify all of their design stuff, which I think is difficult in itself. So we'll see if it pans out. But Android L, they released a developer preview very similar to what Apple does. So instead of normally on I/O they would announce a new version of Android, and then everyone that doesn't have a Nexus would get it. This time, that's exactly what happened, except they're just calling it a preview. And if you have a Nexus 5 or a Nexus 7, you can go and download the preview build, and then they're going to have a consumer release in the fall. My thoughts on this are that they did that because this will give manufacturers a chance to catch up. I'm going to guess, manufacturers can probably go ahead and start picking apart the stuff. Literally minutes after the announcement, HTC came out and said, we commit to having this on the HTC One series, the M7 and the M8, within 90 days of getting it from Google. So it sounds like that. Hopefully, this will make getting the updates to the manufacturers a little bit quicker, or maybe not quicker. It's just that the whole software is not out for everybody. So, we're assuming that the manufacturers are getting it early, just like the developers. But I don't know. What did you guys think about Android L? Did either of you dive into it at all and take a look?
Sadly, nope.
No, not at all.
Don't have an Android developer device right now to play around with.
No, yeah, but I'm saying, did you take a look at any videos or any?
I saw the notifications. Outside of that, those look pretty sweet, but.
Yeah, it looks like it's a pretty substantial upgrade. There's new notifications. Notifications will now kind of hover down on the top of the screen, and you can act on them, swipe them away. They also will show on the lock screen itself. They changed the navigation buttons to be more like shapes, instead of having a home button, a back button, and a multitasking button. The multitasking has changed quite a bit. Now when you hit the multitasking button, you'll get a row of cards. Now this is the one thing that I don't like about L so far, at least I haven't used it myself, but just in looking. Right now, if you have an Android device and you hit the multitasking button, you'll see a bunch of windows open, and you can kind of click and see which one you want. Especially if you have an HTC device or an LG device, it puts them in a tile format, so you can see a lot of them all at once, and it makes bouncing between them pretty quickly. In L, it basically compounds them almost like Google Now cards, but they're all kind of in one stack, and you have to kind of scroll through them, so it just doesn't seem as efficient in getting around your applications, at least looking at it. But I could be wrong. I haven't tried it, like I said. But the refresh, I think, is the biggest thing. It looks like the whole UI is taking a nice little change, get a little flatter. They're basically taking that Material Design and bringing it to all of their core apps. And of course, with L, there's support for a bunch of other stuff, which we'll talk about: Android Wear, Android TV, stuff like that. So, yeah, I don't know. You guys got anything else you want to talk about the Android L specifically? I was was hoping that we would get somebody who had it on here, but I didn't even think about reaching out to anybody until 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, it's not really my bag, baby.
It's not your bag?
Baby.
All right. So along with Android L, we got Android Wear, which is their smartwatch platform. They announced 2 devices, the LG G Watch and the Samsung Gear Live. That you can pre-order them now, and they should ship early July. I think July 7th, July 8th, something like that. And then the Moto 360, which will come out later in the year. The Gear Live is $200, and the G Watch is $229. And basically, you know, we've already talked about this. This Android.
Yeah.
Oh, bless you. This is basically like Google Now on your watch, except with some other, you know, nice little tweaks. You can, like the Samsung has a heart rate monitor. It'll track your steps. Does a bunch of other like cool stuff with Google Now, you know, telling you your location and things like that. So I'm pretty excited. I actually ordered the Samsung because of the heart rate monitoring. I actually like the look of the G Watch better. But are you guys? I know Vic, you mentioned you were hoping to check one out, but it does not look like it's going to be iOS compatible. I know when we first talked about Android Wear, we were for sure that it was going to be iOS compatible, and as it stands right now, it looks like it's not.
Yeah, it sucks, man. I was hoping to get a Moto 360, so hopefully Apple can come out with a decent 360 or 360. I should say circular. I should say iWatch. But if not, I guess I'll just suffer, Mike. I'll suffer, and you'll be flashing your 360, and Nick will be flashing his 360, and I'll be in the corner crying. Like a
No,
bitch.
Nick's on iOS.
Oh no, damn, Nick, we'll both be in the corner crying like bitches, holding each other.
Crying
Dude,
like
I'll have my Kraos, son.
no, we're talking like in the next. We're talking in the next like year.
I still believe that's just gonna happen.
Yeah, we're talking like in a year.
Hey, listen. They just got it all. No, listen.
No.
This is something that I might as well talk about without being talked over because it's been like an epilogue on this program, and I'm sure everybody's laughing at me and whatnot. But Kraos, they shipped out 500 or whatever, like their first batch, and get this. So it came to the United States, and it's like gonna get shipped into Tennessee or some shit, and distributed out to the country. But here's the kicker. They got their entire order of speakers in China, finally. They've spun up the line again, and they're making them all out. And they signed a distribution agreement with a company in Singapore. So they're going to be shipping direct out of Singapore to people. So those of us who ordered later will get ours first because they're still going to be waiting to deliver like the first batch. What a disaster. But I'm telling you, I'm going to have this thing by the end of August.
Right. And what would the excuse be in August then?
What's that?
What's the new excuse in August, man? I mean, when it doesn't ship, what?
I wasn't in the first batch. I don't know. I'm pretty sure by the time I get my Kraos that I bought in November.
All the momentum this company had going for it.
I know.
It's pretty much
They're
destroyed.
literally,
Nobody even knows about them anymore.
the iOS watch will be out, and
Android Wear destroyed them.
nobody cares about Android Wear. I mean, that's a joke, anyways.
More people care about Android Wear than they care about Kraos.
That's true. That's true. But if Apple,
less people care about Kraos now because of Android Wear.
but listen,
Yeah,
when Apple delivers a product, that's when people will care.
No, that's true. I mean, Apple. I think Android Wear is a good product because it takes something very, very simple and it doesn't try and do a whole bunch of stuff. It tries to do something very simple.
Let's look at it this way.
That's all you can do.
Back to Nick on Kraos. Kraos released it in August, and I will agree with you right now. The Android Wear devices aren't that spectacular, but when that motherfucking 360 releases in August, Kraos, it'll be Cray who, my friend.
But what's the price tag on that Moto 360?
It
No
doesn't
one
matter
knows
what the
yet.
price tag on that Moto 360 is, man.
It's going to be outrageous.
It's gonna sell like a beast.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
gonna-
I'm guessing it's gonna be between $250 and $300.
It's got a
depending on the
built-in
price.
heart monitor,
The other one.
so right there you're looking at a good chunk of change.
No, it
As
doesn't.
long as it's
It
under
doesn't.
300, as long as it's under 300, that device will sell. my friend.
Who's gonna buy a fucking
A lot of people, man. There's
Man.
$200
so
beautiful
much.
smartwatch, man. You know how many people wanted the fucking what is it, Mike? The Pebble Steel. that watch sold like a beast when it came out, and then with all the shortages, and now they're
It
fucking
sold like
themselves
a beast to like 5,000 or 6,000 people. It didn't do major numbers. I'm talking million device sold kind of numbers.
Kratos is probably looking to sell to like 1,000 people when it's all said.
Look, let's be honest.
As it stands right now, the Samsung Gear Galaxy Gear is still the most sold smartphone. Those are,
I've never seen one.
Yeah, I've never seen one out in the wild. But
I tell you what, Apple brings a watch to market, and they're going to do it at a price point that people will buy, and it'll sell like hotcakes.
Oh, they'll sell like hotcakes.
I think it definitely Apple will bring. That's when it will hit and be popular. It was when wasn't.
Let me just put it this way, Nick. If you go on the street,
because the Wear watches I think are great. I think the idea that they're doing is really. I'm curious to see what Apple does.
Let's say Mike, for example.
People have a Fitbit, have something else already, and they don't see a need.
Right.
For anything else.
I'm just saying, if you go on the street, Mike, and Mike will probably agree with me, and you show these people like you got this Kratos, you got the Samsung Gear Live or the Moto 360, like probably like 9 out of 10 are going to go with one of those two Android Live devices.
And gladly, I don't care. My Kratos will give me notifications on Android or iOS. I don't need anything else.
Yeah, I'm just saying, man. I'm just saying. And then once iOS comes out with their iWatch, Kratos is done. They're dead. They're dead in the water.
They already are dead. But I already fucking got it. It's purchased. It's done. I don't care. I just want it.
He just wants his. He spent his money. He wants his watch. Yeah.
I know, right? It's like I have one of those little tiny square ass iPod thingies with the touch screen. What was it called?
iPod Nano.
Yeah, I have an iPod Nano in a wristband. And it's never been out of the wristband, and I haven't worn it in 2 years. My son wears it around the house, thinks it's cool as shit. It hasn't been charged in like a year. But, I only bought it because I wanted a cool digital watch like that.
Right.
You buy shit for what it is, not for what's coming out later. That's how I feel about watches. I think people are just they're gonna buy the iOS one like crazy because there's so many iOS users, right?
If Motorola adds support for iOS, like creates an app that can take advantage of the notifications for iOS, I would get that Moto 360. That watch is too beautiful, man.
Yeah, I'm really surprised. That's one thing that I'm very surprised that they didn't do. I mean, normally Google's pretty, Google platform agnostic.
Google's probably like, hey, if you guys want to do it, you can do it because the APIs are there. It's just up to them to create an iOS app that takes advantage of it.
Well,
so Google's not going to probably spend their time, at least initially, creating support directly for it. Probably OEMs like, hey, take this platform and do whatever the hell you want with it. Outside of the.
Well, I'd be curious to know what kinds of things the watch needs from the phone in order to make Google Wear work.
At the very least, they can take advantage of the notification API. I mean, Pebble and I think the other smartwatches or iOS compatible smartwatches can send text, all your notifications from the notification center, and they can intercept those.
Right. I think in iOS 8 didn't they, or was it iOS 7 where they added more support for notifications?
It was iOS 7. iOS 7 it was text. I think text and calls before. Then iOS 7 it's like all the notifications.
All notifications, yeah. Because I remember, the Pebble was pretty gimped out on iOS unless you hacked it out. Ooh, lightning bolt.
Unlike the Kratos.
Unlike the Kratos. The smartwatch game, the wearables game, whatever you want to call it, is it's in its infant stages right now. I mean, we're just now seeing the big guys get into it, as the Google being the first to the what? The Zeus Guru. Oh, nice. To really get into it, Apple obviously is the next one, and then Microsoft, if you consider them a contender, which who does? So we still have years to come to see how this plays out, and if people really are interested, other than geeks are interested in a smartwatch. I think it needs to look. I mean, we've talked about it a bunch. It needs to look like a nice watch first for normal people to buy it, and then do a bunch of cool stuff that's easy and simple for normal people to buy it. But they also talked about Android TV. Which leaked out a while back, and we talked about it a little bit, and not a whole lot has changed since that leaked information, but basically it is Android for your television. It can run either on a separate box or it can run directly on a TV. What's not clear is I don't know if this links into your cable at any particular way. Like if you can, like right now, I think Google TV actually runs kind of congruently with your cable, so you can search through and like the shows and your like your TV guide and all that stuff. You can search through using Google software. I don't know if this does it. They announced a bunch of different partners. And they're gonna do like really focus. It looks like on gaming. They actually built a concept design controller that looks a lot like an Xbox controller, and they were showing off some gaming and stuff like that. And then of course you can use this just like you can with like a Chromecast. You can stream directly to this just like a Chromecast. So I don't know. I think everyone's just trying to break in. We just saw Amazon announce Fire TV. There's Roku boxes. We've got the Apple TV. There's just so many boxes right now. I just, as much as I love Android and I love Google, I just don't see any huge advantage to using Android TV if you already have a box. If you're already set up on something.
Well,
so
for fanboys like you who live their lives in the Google ecosystem, this is this is your like.
Well, I already have a Chromecast, and so all my movies that I buy, I can stream from my computer, I can stream from my phone to my TV. I don't need to buy another $99 box.
Now you can be like, Google, play The Hobbit, and they'll do it.
Yeah, it does have the voice controls. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is definitely more robust than a Chromecast. But what I'm saying is Google isn't really offering anything new here that we haven't seen, and that's kind of what I was hoping we would see, other than the interface, because the interface looks great and it does look really, really good.
It's all about the voice controls. When you be honest, being able to walk in your room, like, okay, Google, go to Netflix. Okay, Google, play Hulu, something on Hulu or whatever. Okay, Google, do all that stuff.
Yeah, you can use your watch to do that too. Google had this really cool video that showed how all of the ecosystems how all of their products will work together within the ecosystem. As the guy woke up and went for a run and came back and had to go to an appointment, started watching something on TV. It was really, really cool. It was a cool video. It was one of those like, wow, I mean, that's, if it really works that seamless and that easy, man, Google's got something on their hands. But I don't know. I mean, I'm hopeful for Android TV, but without it, it's really tough for these guys to do anything real in the TV space, just because cable companies own the TV boxes that really that really people care about. People want to watch TV. You can watch Netflix and Hulu on anything right now, and then you watch your streaming content on your box of choice. If you're an Amazon buyer, then you use a Roku box or the Fire TV. If you buy stuff through Apple, then you watch your movies and your TV shows on an Apple TV. And you AirPlay that stuff, and Google, of course, has the Chromecast. So I don't know. I think there's still a long way to go on this.
No, they got the partners building it into their TV, so that'll give them an advantage there.
Yeah, well, and it also seems like they're really interested in the casual gaming space. They showed off some really, really nice quality games, and then they built the controller, and they showed off the controller, which was not the controller itself, but what you could do. If manufacturers built this. So, and this is one thing that was weird, is that Google didn't have a reference device. They had it running on their reference device, but it's not a device that they're selling. So as a developer, it's more like a software platform that you would have to put on a piece of hardware. So I don't know. The Android TV thing kind of confused. I don't want to say confuses me, but just the way that they released it or showed it off, it just seemed still very unfinished. I think this needed to wait until there was some actual products to show off. You know what I mean?
No, I don't think it needed to wait. I think there's, as long as they can get some stuff out there, around early 2015 with those TVs built in, that's all they really need. You could, get Sony. They got Sony Sharp right now. They kind of use them as a kind of a proof of concept. Other people are like, damn, all right, they're seeing success with that, and they get on that. So ultimately, they might have a plan going here. You know what? I want to give Google the benefit of the doubt. I believe they know what they're doing.
All right, fair enough. Well, it's one of those things where it's coming out in the fall, and they showed it off. It just seemed like they showed off so much that I don't know. I just feel like the TV thing wasn't really ready to show off, but they threw it in there anyway, just because they're.
No, what wasn't ready to show off was the module phone. They showed off that they couldn't get the boot. That was ready to show off, my friend.
Well, yeah, well, they didn't talk about that at I/O because it's not ready. You know, they just happened to have one there, and they were like, "Oh, look, it doesn't boot."
Yeah, but they definitely shouldn't have shown that.
Yeah, I'm excited for that a lot. You know, what's weird is at I/O we didn't see anything about glass. Is that something that surprised you guys?
So that's got a little secret update or like little hidden update of doubling the RAM. Got doubled up to 2 gigs now. So,
well, the device itself, but I mean, as far as like any new any new functionality, any updates on maybe new models and pricing, and direct to consumer, selling it at a store, maybe all of that stuff. We didn't hear anything.
And well, Project Glass is really just proof of concept beta. Like how Google does, you just come out with random. I don't think, honestly, it's like, who's really going to buy it?
I think what happened was the guy that did the Google Glass was like, look how awesome this is, and then someone came in there with the G Watch and was like, yeah, I also made this, and normal people will probably buy this first before Glass, and they already spent so much money in developing Glass, and I think that's one of those things that they made that they're just.
It's like Microsoft with like the Surface tablet. They came out with the tablet concept a while ago, but it just wasn't the time. People weren't ready for it, and it's like, then Apple came through a little bit later, like 7, 8 years later, whatever, with the iPad, and that's when people were ready. And Microsoft, this is kind of the same thing. Glass will come out a few years from now. Somebody else will probably come out with a more, slicker, more consumer-friendly design, price point, and bada bing.
Yeah. I don't know. I'm all about that heads-up display, man. I just want real life to look like I have a Halo helmet on, Master Chief style, all day long.
Go watch Sword Art Online, my friend.
Watch what?
Sword Art Online.
Sword Art Online.
If you want to live life with a HUD or heads-up display, that'll give you an idea what it feels like.
I'm going to it right now. Sword Art.
It's about people. Who
Oh man, I saw this. I was scrolling through. So I signed up for what's it called? Crunchyroll.
Crunchyroll, yeah.
And I was like trying to find some new anime to watch because I used to be a big anime fan. I've kind of been out of it for a while, and I saw this was one of the things that caught my eye.
That show got me back into anime. I was like on Adult Swim. It was on one day. I'm like, what the fuck is this show? So I watched an episode. I'm like, oh, it's not that bad. Watch next week. And then they were talking about how they were trapped in that world. I'm like, what the fuck? That's like kind of kick ass, man. Because trapped in like a virtual world, and I don't know. That would be pretty sweet.
All right. So does it suck or doesn't it suck? Because
it's fucking awesome. It's
fucking awesome.
Rewatching it.
I'm gonna take your word for it. I'm gonna start watching it.
I'm rewatching it. I watched it once, like a few months ago. I'm like, man, what can I do today? Because I honestly hate anime. Most anime I really hate because it's just a lot of fucking exposition and bullshit and stuff. But then I'm like, you know what? I'm fucking rewatching Sword Art Online because the anime is so fucking good.
I've been watching Full Metal Alchemist. That's what I've been.
Brotherhood?
No, the original. I haven't seen Brotherhood yet. I want to watch the original first.
It's on Netflix, dude.
God. Yeah, I know. That's what I'm watching.
Dude, don't watch the original one. It sucks, dude. I mean, I'm not gonna say it sucks. It's all right.
I like it.
It's in the manga halfway through. So the Brotherhood is the real adaptation of the manga. This is just like it follows the manga, then all of a sudden just kind of like catches up. So it just kind of does its own thing for the last half of it, which is kind of made up bullshit. But if you watch Brotherhood, you just say fuck the original one. Watch Brotherhood.
Oh, I thought Brotherhood was a continuation of the original.
No. Brotherhood is the adaptation, so it actually starts over from the beginning.
Oh, okay, cool. Then maybe I'll just stop watching and watch it. I'm enjoying it, man. I'm enjoying it. All right, what else we got? So this is interesting. On Android Wear. Oh, they also announced Android Auto.
It looks like he's gonna kill somebody, dude.
Yeah, Nick, he's just chilling back there. He does. Look at that. Look at Nick's beard, though. Nick's beard is looking.
That beard. No, now he's smiling, man.
There we go.
At first, he was over just like stone cold. Fuck these guys, man.
Yeah. So Android Auto is basically CarPlay, but for Android in the car. There's not a lot to say about that. They announced a bunch of partners. Some cars in 2015 will have it, but you can imagine. Think of when you plug your phone into a dock and it has Google Maps running, or points of interest, that sort of thing. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, with that, it's already better than freaking Siri car or iOS car, whatever it is.
CarPlay.
Yeah.
Well,
You
yeah,
got
because it
Google
uses
Maps where you're
yeah, it
forced to use
uses
Apple Maps.
yeah,
That's like,
use Android. I mean Google Maps and also Waze for the data. So you're getting a lot of really good mapping data.
which
Well, yeah,
sucks,
but you
man.
notice that Waze information is showing up on Google Maps now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
So yeah, because I used to have Waze downloaded separately, but now I don't even bother with it.
Yeah, I don't
I
use
use
Waze
it
much
because it has
anymore.
better police reports.
Yeah. Oh,
Oh
Nick,
yeah.
everybody is a speedster. Me and Mike, we like to follow the rules of the road, you
No,
know.
no, my don't lump me in that shit. I get yelled at constantly for always speeding.
Oh man, but dude, that's a disappointment though. Once again, because now like you go out there and you buy a new car, it's like, okay, now I gotta buy a car. Great, now I finally decide which car I want. Do I want my car to support iOS or Android?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, great, now I'm watching that ecosystem forever, or at least until I buy a new car. That's bullshit, Mike.
Yeah, that's one thing that's really interesting, about these ecosystems is that people spend a lot of money on them, right? You buy a computer, you buy a tablet, you buy a phone, but you normally don't spend $25,000 on a car with this ecosystem. So now I'm really curious to see how this works because I mean if it's in a car, it's got to work obviously without the phone. So it's got to look good and work good without having the phone in order, for normal people to just buy a car and, drive it. So I think it's going to be fine without, needing a specific phone to link up to it. I think maybe if you have the phone, you'll get some extra features. But as far as just, being able to get directions, points of interest, and all that stuff, you're still going to be able to use the voice commands. You're still going to be able to use, the normal stuff without actually having your phone. And then interestingly, and I think very, very smart by Google, Google Wear, Auto, and TV will not be able to be modified by manufacturers as far as like skinning goes. So, with Android, you have TouchWiz, you also have Sense UI, you've got LG skin, you got Sony's skin, and, love them or hate them, give or take, whatever, but Android Wear, Android Auto, and Android TV, no skins. Google has full support, full control, and they mentioned that they did that because they want to be able to make the updates, just seamless. Like if you're using Chrome, you just get updates. You don't really think about it. Your Chrome browser will just update and then say, hey, next time you close Chrome, it's going to update your stuff. Oh, okay. So in that regard, I think it makes a lot of sense. Also, I think it's going to make a lot of sense as far as, you buy Samsung's TV box and it has TouchWiz icons and looks like fucking Candy Rain, and then you put that in the living room, and then you buy an Asus box or something and have that in the bedroom, and it looks completely different. So I think that's smart by Google. And I honestly think that if they could, they'd go back and not let manufacturers skin Android for phones, but then that they've already gone way too far down that path to kind of turn back around at this point, I think. I don't know. I could be wrong with L. They could have a lot more strict guidelines as far as that's concerned, but none of that came out in Google I/O. All right, Vic, what's this? Microsoft gives you 1 terabyte of OneDrive space. Oh yeah, they also gave Drive users unlimited storage, and I think we do qualify for that with the Gadget Gurus account, by the way.
I don't think so. Anyways, yeah. So Microsoft, being the cool people that they are, decided to say, hey, you know what? Why don't we give our loyal Office 365 users a terabyte of motherfucking space? And I'm like, you know what, Microsoft? That's pretty damn sweet because now you can get for $7 a month 1 terabyte of space plus access to the full Office suite, both online and offline. Now, explain to me how you get a better deal than that. You can't. Google, $10 per month for 1 terabyte. And what? Google Drive access? Well, yeah, okay. Google Docs, spreadsheets. It's okay. They're good products. They're all right products. But having the full Office suite gives you the advantage of both worlds, my friend. Full tools, full reference editing, macros, and Excel, all that kind of crazy shit. $7 motherfucking per month. God damn. And a terabyte of space. Or $10 per month and you get it for 5 people. It's still a total of 5 terabytes. Mike, you cannot deny that this is not a good deal. It's like one of the best deals of the year.
Yeah, it sounds like a great deal if you're in the Microsoft ecosystem. Go for it.
It's a great deal for anybody that has common sense. I tell you that much.
Nah,
Okay.
no.
Unless you're a fanboy, then of course it's not a good deal. Unless you're like Mike, Google fanboy, rather pay $10 a month for a terabyte and get nothing real with it. Yeah. Well, but for the rest of us, the smart people, go check it out, guys.
Now, I'm logging into the account here to see if we get it. It's because I got an email that said, we're excited to announce new option for Google Apps customers, the full suite productivity tools, unlimited file storage, and Vault to protect your critical business information. Sign in for $10 user a month upgrade to Google Apps with unlimited storage. It also includes $10. Yeah, I think we have to upgrade ours.
So you gotta pay $20 per month, Mike.
Well, no, I'm not upgrading ours. We don't use, the only thing we use our Google Apps account for is our email.
Yeah, well, as I said, Mike.
Oh, speaking of, did you guys see that Google's getting into the domain game?
No.
Oh, that's pretty sweet. I might switch over from GoDaddy then.
Yeah, Google's gonna start selling domains. Pretty cool.
That's what's up. All right.
What else we got here?
Information, since they already got all my information anyways.
Right. Yeah. They already know what you're searching for, so you might as well just go with it.
Give it to them.
All right. So this is pretty interesting. So Facebook did an emotion.
Wait, did we do OEMs can't customize?
Yeah, we already talked about that.
Oh, cool. All right. Moving on.
Facebook did a emotion manipulation study. And what this was is basically they had for an academic journal, they had a data scientist, as they call them. And what they did was they changed 689,003 users' main news feeds to be primarily negative or primarily positive to see if that emotion was contagious. And I don't know if how long did this thing go for? The research was conducted for a single week in 2012. Okay, so it wasn't like a huge long ongoing thing, but some people are kind of upset about this. And that that they changed their data or manipulated their data on their Facebook page. I don't know, the way I look at it is that's what you get for fucking hitting that I agree button and fucking signing up for Facebook. There's actually a little clause in here, and in the article that we have in the show notes, you can link. It says how we use your information for internal operations, including troubleshooting, data analysis, testing, research, and sense improvement. So, I mean, they could, Facebook updates all the time, and no one ever really pays attention to what their privacy policies are. And here you go, guys.
Test procedures. Like, how do they manipulate the emotion?
Well, what they did was they just basically changed. They changed like the way that what the feed displays. So, like, okay, say you have 10 friends, and 5 of them are like, "Oh, today sucks. I'm so pissed. I broke my toe," and someone else was, "Oh, I got fired today. I hate my life." And then someone else was, "Oh, today's awesome. I got a promotion, and I got to have sex with like 3 chicks at the same time." They would basically filter out the positive ones and only display negative ones to see if that.
Or the opposite.
Or the opposite, yeah. So they did a negative one and then they did a positive one to see if those emotions from your timeline were contagious. So for the people that were overly negative, did it make you and your post overly negative? If it was overly positive, did it make you and your post now overly positive? So it's actually a very, very interesting study. I think it's a cool idea. I don't know. I'm not mad at Facebook. My fucking news feed is all fucked up half the time anyway because their algorithm can't tell who I want to, read and don't. But I don't know, Nick. What do you think about this? You're a big privacy guy, and I feel like you're also a fairly emotional guy. So this is kind of right up your alley.
Call him sensitive, Mike? You call my friend Nick Ball sensitive?
I didn't say sensitive. I said emotional.
Yeah, I mean, I don't give a fuck.
See how see
what I don't like though.
that emotion he just elicited.
Yeah. What I don't particularly like about Facebook is how they do manage your news feed. And what's interesting is that sometimes I'll open up I use Paper primarily. I'll open up the Paper app, and down at the bottom, anybody who's ever opened it, you open it up, and down at the bottom there's a whole series of tiles for news stories, and then new ones will load before before anything happens. So it's like 1 second you get to see everything, and then like it flings all the way to the front, and I'll see something down there like, oh cool, there's a picture of like my sister, and then like all the tiles will load up, and I'll be like, all right, well, I gotta get back to that, and then it won't be there ananymore.
Right.
And then I'll come back like an hour later, and then there it is, and it's like, you some cockfuckers.
Yeah, they like that's one thing I like about Twitter and Google Plus is that there's no filter to it. You see everything, and you can scroll through it chronologically. And Facebook tries to do this like, most recent or most relevant or optimized, and it's like, it's the same way. It's like because the other day someone will like my picture and I'll be like, oh, I completely forgot that I even follow this person. Like, how come I never see their posts or anything? And I guess it's based on activity, like if you like their stuff. But if they, I don't know, it's fucking Facebook. Who knows?
Indeed.
All right.
Everybody just left Facebook with the Google Plus, huh, Mike?
Yeah, Google Plus is so noisy.
Yeah, Google Plus is getting out of hand.
Google Plus is pretty shitty.
I like the app. Like I like the way it works. But they do give you, I think, a lot more fine-grained control. But it's very
there's no rhyme and reason to the feed, my friend. It's just all stuff there, and I'm like, damn.
Well, that's the thing, and that's why Facebook takes control of it, because they're making the feed for you. They're displaying based on what they think you want to see. Whereas Twitter and Google Plus is just like and you chronologically go through it.
Yeah, Twitter makes some sense though. Twitter, they do some things, right with Twitter, how to display that information, the control they give you. I never feel like I lose anything in Twitter. I go to Google Plus, I'm like, fuck, I don't want to read this shit, and just leave. Go to Facebook, like, fuck, man, there's something I want to read, but I don't know where to find it. But you go to Twitter, you're like, you know what? It's there.
Right.
It's just there,
It's just there because it's there chronologically, and you go to
Twitter's just
and it's there.
Play it down, man. I think we all switch to Twitter and just call it a day.
All right. Last but not least, this happened a few weeks ago, but we didn't get to talk about it because we didn't have a show. But Amazon announced a phone, so we're just gonna. We don't need to go into it because I'm sure everybody else that has a podcast has already talked about the Fire phone. But basically, it's a $650 phone sold for $199 with a 2-year contract.
Exclusive to AT&T.
Exclusive to AT&T. My prediction is that this is going to be a giant flop. There's going to be numerous price cuts before Amazon just decides
Get out of here, man. It's going to be as successful as the Facebook phone was being exclusive to AT&T, my friend.
You're right.
I thought it was exclusive to Verizon, the Facebook phone.
No. Both
Verizon, the Verizon, the Ken, I think, was their only real exclusive like that.
What about
BlackBerry
the
Storm, maybe? BlackBerry Storm.
Oh, yeah, but BlackBerry was still kind of available. In terms of, like, somebody introduced a completely brand new concept.
What was that Motorola music phone? Candy bar, BlackBerry keyboard.
The Moto Tunes or something like that.
Yeah, no, that was the Moto. Yeah, the Moto.
Craig. No.
That was and it actually had iTunes. You can connect.
Yeah, I know which one. Yeah, what is it, Mike?
That was on T-Mobile. That was the Moto Rocker.
The Motorola Rocker. That was. I think Verizon had that first.
No,
T-Mobile.
No? Okay.
It was GSM, my friend.
Yeah, because I remember my friend had it, and I was a Windows Phone user. He was a Windows Phone user, and he bought that because he likes music a lot. And he was like, I don't get it. Whenever I sync my music, I can't find my music. And I was like, well, that's. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. So I was like, when I plug my phone in, I can see all my files, and I just drag my music over to a file. And he's like, yeah, but when I sync it through iTunes, he's like, I can move my own music over, but then when I sync it through iTunes, I can't find my music anymore. It was like, it took forever for us to realize that it was DRM, and that Apple doesn't let you see that kind of stuff because neither one of us had ever used iTunes before.
That's hilarious. Oh, man, I remember those good old days, dude. Fucking copying our files over. Shit.
Oh, man, yeah. Who does that shit anymore?
I know, man.
All right, let's move into Guru Gotta Have It, Gotta Trash It for the week.
Wait, we're not gonna talk about like the shitty ass specs on the freaking Kindle
No, we're not
Fire
going to talk
Pro.
about it. It's got like 19 cameras that do some weird 3D interface.
Talk about the whole what's that shopping experience?
It's got the Firefly button where you push a button, it sees everything around you and takes it. You know what? We'll talk about this when it's actually a fucking decent product. I think it's a piece of shit that's going to flop.
Why don't you order one, Mike? Try it out for a bit,
because it's all exclusive to AT&T.
Well, so you're the guru. You're the Zeus guru, man. Go there and demand it as a god that AT&T lets you get that phone for free and try it out.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, just go in there, throw a few lightning bolts at people, and she'll happen.
All right, Guru Gotta Have It, Gotta Trash It. What you got for us this week, Nick? Anything fun, exciting?
Oh yeah. Let me get it up here.
No, your Guru Gotta Have It, not your penis.
Mad Skills MX2. It's a little dirt bike game I'm so fucking addicted to.
What?
Yeah. There's also a nice True Skate, which is like a finger skateboarding game that is done well. Because there's been a few of them that have been terrible, but this one's not too bad. But yeah.
That sounds like fun. I like finger skateboarding.
It's a fun one.
Because I can't normal skateboard, so finger skateboarding is
finger
right
skateboarding. No, but you gotta. I don't like finger skateboarding like on an iPhone. You gotta get the
this one's fun,
finger ones, like the jab pipes. Be like,
this one's fun. You ever watch these fuckers on YouTube who like can actually finger skateboard, like doing ollies and kick flips and shit?
I used to do that shit, man. Back in the day.
That's like Pog or Pongs or
Pogs. Yeah, I remember Pogs. Oh my god.
Pogs, motherfucking Pokemon cards.
Pogs are shit.
Gun action.
The fact that people can actually use it like a proper. They have contests, like they have skate offs, so like they'll like stand next to each other like on a table on each side, and like one guy will go and he'll like do like a McTwist, and the other guy's got to do the McTwist. It's like they play a game of pig, but with finger skateboards.
Dude, yeah.
And then they put their own like custom deck tape on it and shit. I'm just like,
Go outside and skateboard for real, you little bastards.
Oh man, you guys don't understand the amount of skill and finesse you gotta have to do those finger skateboards. That tells you guys.
Their moms won't let them go outside.
All right, Vic, what you got for us this week?
All right, guys, if you got a PS4 or a PC, there's a game out. It's been out for a while now. Transistor. Really good game. Just check it out. It's kind of a hybrid action RPG type game. Real fun. Good shit. Really innovative controls and I say controls, but I want to say gameplay. Innovative gameplay is what I want to say there. So you got the ability to go in there like full action, or you can go in there and kind of do like a hybrid style turn-based system, and it is really great. It's really great. Give it a shout out. And the soundtrack is fucking amazing. All right, it gives you orgasms while you're listening to that. It's awesome.
Got that bass.
Yeah.
Nice. All right, my Guru Gotta Have It this week is going to be the Acer C720 Chromebook.
Pirate Ball.
Best Chromebook you could buy. It's $200. Go buy it.
So no, that's a good Chromebook, man. Good Chromebook. Best Buy is running a sale on it right now.
They are? Wait, what?
I'm sorry. Best Buy has a sale on the C73, the new one from Acer. $200. Limit 5 per customer.
Man. Fuck that shit. Get the Surface Pro 3, Mike. Get a fucking real computer.
Dude, I'm not going to get into it with you. This computer's perfect. Does everything I need.
Yeah.
Minus my microphone working, which I got to figure that out. But
well, if you have a Surface Pro 3,
the microphone
will work.
Nick, let everybody know where they can get a hold of you, buddy. Nick?
Who? Nick or Vic?
Nick's fading in the background, man.
Nick.
It's disappearing on us.
You can find me on Twitter, twitter.com/Dr. Nick Ball. That's DRNICBALL. Or you can find us on Facebook, facebook.com/Gadget Gurus.
All right. Very nice. And Vic, what about you, Puppy Vic?
Find me on twitter.com/Vito722. Can't find me on Google Plus anymore, so don't even try.
I don't think anyone did.
You know, a few people did. A couple people did. One person did. Okay.
One person. They put you in the. Hey, when you only have one person in a circle, it's called a hula hoop.
Snap. Anyways, you can also email me, vic@thegadgetgurus.net, and there's a lot of spam in that email now, dude. So I mean, I'm trying, but I missed out on a couple questions a while back, and I apologize for that. But
You're lying. Somebody emailed you a fucking.
I really did. This is a shit ton of, it was like back in March, dude. It's just like there's a shit ton of spam. I just whatever.
That's weird. I have all the accounts. I do not get spammed to the Gadget. I mean, I get like I guess because I have all the PR crap sorted into another folder.
Yeah, I gotta do that.
I don't get any spam. I just get some PR stuff.
Yeah. All right, you guys can find me at MobileMike01. Oh, damn! All right, hurry up, man.
Slowly roll, man. All right, and then you can also make sure to hit up Jeff F. and Game Chris, two of the most awesome people when it comes to video games. You know, representing the PS4, Xbox One, Xbox 360, PS3, PS Vita, Nintendo DS, 3DS.
All right, wrap it up. Come on.
These guys are amazing. Hit them up. Tell them that, hey, we want you guys back. Bring back the Boom Explode podcast. Just let them know what's going on with that.
Jeff hasn't played a video game in over a month. Better about it.
I think he's turning over a new leaf. He's enjoying life. He's going outside, smelling the air.
He's smelling something.
He's getting enough.
Got a new lady friend.
All right, you guys can find me MobileMike01 on Twitter, also on Google Plus if you want to hula hoop me, and send us an email, podcast@thegadgetgurus.net. Thanks for watching, thanks for listening, and we'll catch you in 2 weeks. Peace.